Do you think the continuity bill that we've had to, or tried to put through, is going to help or make any difference to fight against this power grab that's really going to neuter us if we don't do something?
Well, will the continuity bill help us to fight against the power grab? Yeah, I think it will. Fundamentally, we can't stop it. That's what it comes down to. But what the continuity bill does is make it very naked and obvious that Westminster's engaged in a power grab. That Westminster, despite its protestations to the contrary, that the will of the Scottish Parliament will be respected and will do this in consultation and blah 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 blah. They are actually running roughshod over what the Scottish Parliament has explicitly said that it wants. So it makes it very naked and obvious. We can, I think, under the terms of the British Constitution, prevent Westminster from doing that. Because under what passes for a constitution in the United Kingdom, Westminster has all its sovereignty. All sovereignty rests with Westminster, and they can do what the hell they want, and they will. But we shouldn't make it easy for them. And I think that's what the continuity bill does. It puts another obstacle in their way. It doesn't mean they can't go over that obstacle. It just gives them another political difficulty. And it makes explicit exactly what it is that they're trying to do. That this is a power grab from Westminster. I get really annoyed with David Mundell. And it's weird getting annoyed with David Mundell because it's like getting annoyed with a teddy bear. I do. Actually, I think a teddy bear would probably make a more effective Scottish accent. But anyway, because he talks about, oh, you're getting all these extra powers, what are you complaining about? But it's like when devolution was agreed in 1997, what effectively happened was that Westminster said to Scotland, right, okay, you've had this referendum, you want devolution, right, these are all the powers that you're getting. These are the powers that you get to have yourself just now, and these other ones are going to be exercised on your behalf by the European Union, right? Now, if you think of that as saying, right, to Scotland, here's some money. Here's a big pot of money that you can have, and this lot of money you can have to spend just now, and this other bit of the money, that's going to be held in a trust for you by those nice people in Brussels. And what Westminster is doing now is saying, all that money, that Scottish money that's in Brussels, we're keeping that. We're going to give you some of it back. What you're complaining about, you're getting extra money. That's what they're doing. They're still stealing our money, and then because they're giving us a little bit of it back, they're saying, but you're getting extra money. What are you complaining about? That's exactly what they're doing with Scottish powers. And it's outrageous. And it's outrageous that the Scottish media is letting them get away with it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people seem to be picking up enough on this, and they're already shouting, oh, it's a grievance, it's SNP grievance, exactly. The usual that they do. And I'm just concerned.
Well, I'm going to there's a hoop event next week. I'm going to that. I'll be speaking at that. It's not a pro-independence event. Well, of course, a lot of pro-independence people were there. It's a pro-Scottish democracy event. It's about saying to the Westminster government, this is our parliament, we voted for that. The people of Scotland voted for these powers, and you do not get to take them away from us.
Are other countries aware this is happening? Do they know that the media that this is all going on?
Well, the other countries know this is happening. No, really. They don't know the details of it. Okay. What I do know is that there has always been an awful lot of sympathy towards the cause of Scottish independence in other countries. I lived in a part of Spain where people voted. There was a Partido Popular stronghold. It was a stronghold of the government of Mariano Rajoy. And even there, amongst die-hard Partido Popular voters, they were quite happy to support Scottish independence. They were vehemently opposed to Catalan independence, but they were quite happy for Scotland to become independent. And they would say that was because Scotland was independent up till 1707, and it was a country for such a long time, because they'd say Catalonia wasn't, and that's the reason why Scotland should be a country and Catalonia can't. And it's not an argument I buy, but the point is that there's a whole lot of sympathy towards Scottish independence in other parts of the world. I always thought that the Spanish government would not block Scottish independence, independence Scotland becoming a member of the EU, and I argued that for years and years and years. There was very much a voice in the wilderness until someone in the traditional media actually bothered to ask Spanish politicians. I'd been reporting on what Spanish politicians had been saying in the Spanish press for years, and then it was Jamie Ross did a thing in BuzzFeed and announced it's a great exclusive what I'd been saying for the past 3 years. I said, I can't stand that. Jamie Ross once referred to me snidely on Twitter as, oh, is that guy that thinks he's a joke? And I tweeted back at him, are you that guy that collects gossip for a listicles website and thinks he's a journalist? Anyway, sorry, I'm getting down. But there is a lot of sympathy towards Scottish independence. Scotland will get a good hearing in the European Union now. Whether we decide to become a member of the European Union or not, that's up to the people of Scotland to decide. But Scotland will get sympathy from other European countries, and what we will not get in the independence referendum Mark II is a succession of scare stories emanating from Brussels and from European figures telling us how terrible independence is going to be, because they were doing that to do favours for another member state in 2014. As far as they are concerned now, the United Kingdom is a third party, and anything that they can do to gain leverage on that third party is good for them, so they're going to back Scottish independence. And I think particularly the Irish are going to be quite explicit in their support for Scottish independence the second time round.
What do you think about annulling the Treaty of Union?
Annulling the Treaty of Union?
Yeah, do you think we're there yet?
No. We have to have democratic legitimacy. We can't just obviously say, we're going to annul it. We have to have a democratic legitimacy to do that. And I think that the international way that's recognised to do that is to have a vote on it. We need to have a democratically legitimate vote of the Scottish people to say we want to be independent. We can't. UDI is the only option that the Catalans have got, effectively, because of the Spanish constitution. Scotland has got other options, and we need to explore all those other options and exhaust all those other options before we start to talk about things like UDI. You know, I don't think they'll ever be necessary, because we do have other options.
But annulling the Treaty of Union is a different thing.
But how, on what basis do we have to do that?
Well,
We need a mandate to do it.
yeah, okay, we need
So we have to get a mandate first.
But, you know, we could do it, you know, sort of legally, it's a contract. We could
Yeah, but we need a
No,
mandate. We need a political mandate to do it. And the only way we can get that is with a vote. So effectively, we still need a vote.
But could they, is Westminster not, like, losing the words, but, you know, Westminster is,
The constitutional crisis
yeah,
Right.
that we're in at the moment, is that not enough to...
No,
yeah.
no, I don't think it is. We need, the only way we can get independence is with a vote on it. We need to have a vote on independence.
Should always remind them what Thatcher used to say.
Well, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
A referendum just
But there are, what I would say is that there's absolutely no reason why the Scottish Parliament doesn't require permission from Westminster to have an independence referendum.
Yeah.
And that's a myth that's quite widely put around. That, oh, Westminster will say, well, so what? You know, the 2016 referendum in the EU was a consultative referendum. You know, it supposedly had no legal binding, it wasn't legally binding. But once you have that vote and once it's produced a result, it takes on a political imperative all of its own. And that's exactly what would happen with a yes vote in a Scottish independence referendum. Even though it wasn't legally binding, it would be politically binding. And that's why, I mean, effectively what the Section 30 order in 2012, 2013, whatever it was, that wasn't Westminster giving permission to Holyrood to have a vote. That was Westminster and Holyrood agreeing that the result of that vote would be legally binding on both parties. But there's nothing to stop, there was nothing to stop Holyrood pursuing a vote anyway. And that's why David Cameron agreed to it, because he knew that the vote was going to happen whether he agreed to it or not. So what my fear is actually the next time round is that the British nationalist parties have been watching what's going on in Catalonia as much as we have. And I think that they might decide they're going to boycott a non-binding referendum if the Scottish Parliament decides to go ahead with one. But there's still a way around that. Because again, unlike Catalonia, where there is a constitutional bar on an independence vote, there's nothing like that in the United Kingdom at all. So that means that suppose the Westminster, the British National Party say that they're going to boycott an independence referendum, right? it's really important that we get them to cooperate in that vote, because otherwise we need to get a huge high turnout and a huge high yes vote, and even then they'll still question the legitimacy of the vote. We need to make sure that they can't question its legitimacy, and the way to do that is to make sure they cooperate and participate in the process. So if they're saying they're going to boycott an independence referendum, then what we do is, it's very much the nuclear option, but it's a legal possibility. And it requires more in the way of cooperation between the SNP, the Greens, and the broader Yes movement that we've seen to date. But it could be done. And that is to turn the elections for the Scottish Parliament into a plebiscite election. So instead of saying to the Scottish people in a Scottish Parliament election, we want a mandate for an independence referendum, what you're saying is we want a mandate for independence. And the British nationalist parties have to participate in them because it's an election to the Scottish Parliament. They can't boycott it, because if they do boycott it, it means that the Scottish Parliament has 100% pro-independence MSPs for the next 5 years. And who knows, I think quite nice that actually. But they can't boycott it. So there's more than one way to skin a cat rather than just going down the let's annul the Treaty of Union kind of thing. Maybe we could do that once we had, after a plebiscite election which produced a pro-independence majority, then you would have a mandate to say, right, okay, we're abolishing or we're cancelling the Treaty of Union or whatever, you know. But until, we need to have that democratic vote first.